This is truly amazing. I get to spend a truly beautiful day with someone that I love. Wait, no, you heard that wrong. What I meant to say was that I love spending such a beautiful day with you. Right, yeah, that's what I meant. The scene is so serene today. Just look at the beauty of everything. Look at the koi swimming peacefully in their pond, so carefree. That one right there, the particularly large one? Well, the funny thing about him is that his name is actually Tiny. Well, it isn't just a cruel joke for the sake of being a cruel joke. It's actually because he started out as the smallest. And I must say, I do particularly like his pattern. Take a look at him. He's more of a brightly colored koi fish. He's got an orange tail that cascades up into him, more like a fire that grows upwards from his fin. I did truly love to create such a luxurious habitat for them. I wanted to ensure that they had a place where they didn't have to worry about competing for food or anything of the sort, because everything here is taken care of by yours truly. I even see to it that they have scheduled feeding times. Would you like to hear a little fun fact? The stone bridge that we're on, it's just high enough to provide shade for all of the koi fish on a hot day. Though it is true most bridges nowadays are built out of wood, I chose stone for a specific reason. Though it is more expensive than wood, it would be a better option for us because one, there's less maintenance, and the aesthetics are worth it. Not only that, no gaps for things to fall in between. I figured that would be an important thing. If I were to be in their position, I wouldn't want things falling off of people's shoes onto my habitat. And truly speaking, that's what matters the most to me. Ah, my darling servant. I must say, I am very glad to be here with you. You couldn't understand how much better you make my day, and I would like to reward you for that in some type of special way. So, do me a favor. Close your eyes. Perfect. Mwah. Don't think too much about it, dear. It just thanks for all the times that you helped me in the past. There will, of course, be plenty more to come, because something like that, just a small gesture, that couldn't even come close to repaying you for all that you've done for me. Oh my, look at that. A pair of white doves. Look at them go. Ah, they're heading over to the flower bed. Would you like to go check it out? Well, of course, I'll lead the way. Ah, yes, these. This is the hydrangea bed. I think they have such a beautiful, vibrant color. It really helps pull the whole place together, in my opinion. Just look at how their marvelous blue contrasts with the stone of the bridge. But at the same time, it just adds some extra character, I feel. Ah, yes. You used to tend to this area quite a bit before, didn't you? As you can see, the trees that we've planted since, what, 3 years ago? They've sprouted to become marvelous creations. Look at how they shade the walkway perfectly. Isn't it amazing, dear? There was something I was supposed to say to you. However, I'm forgetting what it was. I know it was important. Just one moment, let me think on it. Yes, I remember now. Apologies for mentioning it right now, it isn't imperative. No, there's no need for any kind of concern. It is something that I meant to tell you, but The time is simply not right. If we may continue on, perhaps the opportunity would present itself for us. Come on, dearest. Let's head down the pathway between the trees. Oh, yes. Our pathway does have something a bit different. You see, last week I had them install a few lanterns. That way, at night, it'll be a lot easier to navigate. There wasn't too much natural lighting out here, aside from the moon, so I figured that setting lanterns to the side would make it a lot easier to traverse at night. Along with that, the aesthetics are simply marvelous. I'm sure you could agree on that. Ah, yes, we've arrived at the cherry blossom section. You see, I had these imported. It was not inexpensive, but just look at them. Such wondrous trees. I have gardeners working round the clock to ensure their healthy growth. Their petals are simply divine. You may have some if you'd like. Though I wouldn't go for the ones off the floor. Perhaps some straight from the tree would be best. You may take a handful if you wish. Go on. They're such beautiful trees, aren't they? I wonder, how did such a marvel come to be? Ah, yes, my dear, I had a question. How have you been feeling after everything that's happened? Well, I figured I'd ask, because you do seem to be doing so much better than you were, and quite frankly, I'm overjoyed at that. But I figured I'd ask you. Nah, doing way better now, huh? Well, that's excellent to hear. I'm very glad that you're having a speedy recovery, and if I may admit, I was actually quite a bit worried at your condition, despite the brave face I was putting on back then. That being said, I never gave up on you. Listen, dear, I would have given up everything else if it meant that your survival was ensured, my darling servant. I entrusted your care to no one else so that I was personally there every step of the way. I wanted to ensure that everything went perfectly, no matter the cost. It was all worth it to see you feeling better. Why? Because you're special to me, dear. I never want to see you hurting, and I'll do anything to protect you from a dismal fate. What's with that look? I'm the one saying all the embarrassing things right now, and yet here you are turning so red. You're adorable, you know that? I figured calling you that would make you blush again. But enough with the playful teasing. There's something that I wish to confess to you when we get there. To be entirely honest with you, the entire time we've been out on this walk, I've been doing my best to muster the courage to do this. But after gazing upon you once more, I'm truly convinced that I'm making the right choice in doing this. You may not realize it, dear, but you've helped me immensely. So thank you, my darling. I hope that one day in the future, I can repay the favor. Ah, we're finally here. Isn't this spot just amazing? This here is one of the largest cherry blossom trees that we have, and it's also the only one on this hill. If you were to turn your attention backwards and down, you'll see everything that we just passed, from our garden that we walked through to our estate and beyond. It's amazing to see all of this, isn't it? I want to see this view with you every single day, my darling. What do you mean that would be impossible to accomplish? How so? Ah, I understand. Because you are a servant and you have many important tasks to complete, you don't believe that you'll have the time in your day to see this kind of view with me. Well, it's interesting that you say that, because that's a problem that you're not going to have to worry about any longer. I have something that I wish to share, and now is the perfect time to do it. My precious servant, hearken to me. Now that we're here, there is something extremely important that I must confess. If I do not do this now, I never will, and I will live the rest of my days filled with regret for my cowardice. And what I brought you here to say is that I, I, I love you, dear. I truly wish to spend the rest of my life with you at my side. You cannot understand the terror and the heartache that I felt when you had gotten ill. I thought the worst could come and I would never be able to tell you how I truly felt about you. There were so many times when I was caring for you that I wanted to tell you, but the time wasn't right. You were in no condition to hear this then, but I believe now that you're in a better condition, you should be able to hear my true feelings. I love you. I love you so much more than I could even put into words. I want you here with me. I want us here forever. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, darling. So please understand, I would go to the ends of the earth if it meant making you happy for just one moment. Nothing that would try to come between you and I would stand a chance. I. I. Apologies for not letting you respond. You were trying to say something? What about the others? What will the others think about us? Do do you mean the other servants or others in general? Ah, I see, I see. Well, yes, I am sure that there will be a few disgruntled murmurs within the manor walls. But I am confident it'll be less about the fact that I chose you and more so because I hadn't chosen them. The way that I see it, who cares what the others think? This is our story, and we are going to write it together. Additionally, I will also see to relieve you of your duties as my servant so that you may focus on your new life as mine. That way, you won't have to worry about serving me or facing any type of retaliation from your other. What? Wait. Do, do you mean you'd prefer to keep serving me? Oh, I. I see then. Well, then I must respect your decision, though I would prefer to have you at my side in a different manner. I've got it all wrong, you say? Ah, I understand now. You wish to remain in service to me, even though we're together. Well, that is peculiar. However, if that's what will make you happy, my dear, then consider it done. Oh, there's one more thing. What is it, darling? You are correct. I haven't even let you give me an actual answer before I jump to conclusions. My apologies, dear. If this is not what you want, then I'll understand. I got a bit ahead of myself. I'm so sorry. Wait, just a moment. Does does this mean that you're willing to? Oh, my apologies, dear. I hadn't expected you to be so straightforward with this. Apologies for my lapsing composure. I was simply caught off guard, is all. Now, let us enjoy this day together, not just as master and servant, but as partners. You and I will take this world on together. I love you, dear. Mwah.